Hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I hope that everyone is staying safe and sound in this pandemic, and I hope that everyone is ready to learn something new today. But first, if you like what you see, give me a big thumbs up. Really helps with the YouTube algorithm. Hit that bell notification so you know when my videos come out. Like I said, generally they come out between 3 and 4 every day. This is a family-friendly channel, so anyone can watch it. And please subscribe to my channel. Remember my promo. $25 will go to a random subscriber who comments, so I can see you, when I reach 250 subscribers. I know I'm going to do it, but I'm just trying to get it done quicker, like maybe by the end of, before the summer. So help me and help yourself. Hey, the lucky winner could be you. Any video from 2021. The previous promo was only from the middle rule, which was in 2020. Any video from 2021 is eligible. If you already commented and subscribed, you're already entered into the drawing. If not, subscribe, comment, like on any video from 2021, and you will be entered too. Okay, so earlier I did a video on Korean barbecue recipes. Now, the recipes were all about the meat. And I said that there was a sauce that you could make instead of buying the bottled sauce. But I couldn't do that recipe with the other one because it was too long. So now this is the second part of that video where I show you how to make the marinade for everything. You don't have to go to the store to buy it. You can use what you have. Okay, so this is an all-purpose Korean marinade. This large batch Korean marinade will come in handy for your Korean barbecue this summer. You don't need to assemble a marinade or run to a store to buy a jar or pre-made marinade every time. So if you just make this will serve for everything that I went over in the previous video about the barbecue stuff, except for the spicy stuff where all you'd have to do is add the red pepper paste. Okay, but everything else it'll go for. It'll go for all the bulgogis and all the grilled chicken, anything that's not spicy. This is what it looks like. My wife actually made this one time before and it was good. This marinade is all you need for Korean barbecue this summer. It takes less than an hour to put this large batch together. You don't need to assemble a marinade or run to a store to buy a jar or a pre-made marinade every time. Okay. All the flavor-enhancing ingredients are boiled together, so the marinade is so flavorful and the shelf life is naturally long. So you can make it in, a large quantity and then put it in a refrigerator. In Korea, this type of sauce is called manung kanjang, meaning all-purpose soy-based sauce, or mat kanjang, meaning flavorful soy-based sauce. So as I said in my previous video, one of the main ingredients was soy sauce. Okay. The typical Korean soy sauce-based sauce is pretty standard. So some people add complexity and layers of flavors by using a flavorful broth. Restaurants commonly do this to develop their own unique, tasty flavors, using all sorts of secret ingredients for the broth. It has also been common among home cooks. Okay. To make this all-purpose marinade, the marinade ingredients are boiled with umami, boosting vegetables such as dried shiitake mushrooms and dashima. Dashima is like seaweed. I don't use that. Okay. Korean radish is good too. For fruity sweetness, I use an apple. So you don't have to use the apple, but some of them do. You can also use an Asian or Korean pear. The fresh lemon is added at the end, which keeps the marinade fresh for a longer period. That's good to know. By adding the lemon it makes it last longer. Okay. Use it for any Korean barbecue dishes, such as what I told you before. Kalbi, the bulgogi, the chicken bulgogi, the salmon bulgogi, etc. Or add Korean flavors to your steaks and ribs. Okay. You can use this for the pork ribs as well. Okay. You can zip up the flavors by adding fresh garlic, ginger, onion, scallions, and a grated Korean pear if you like, but it's not absolutely necessary. Do add some sesame oil. It's an essential ingredient for Korean meat dishes. And a lot of times with the dishes, they always top them off with sesame seeds anyway. But the sesame oil is good too. You will generally need 1 cup of this marinade for 2 pounds of meat. Okay. For a spicy marinade, as I said before, simply add gochujang, or the Korean red chili pepper flakes, or the red pepper paste. So that's all you have to do is add that. I would not add that right away. If you want to make it spicy, I would take the cup and then add that stuff to make it spicy and leave the rest itself. This marinade is also great for stir frying and braising. Try it with umok bokum, which is stir fried fish cake, kamjajeom, which is braised potatoes, or gunjang tteokbokki, which is mild royal court tteokbokki. Okay. Basically, you can use it in any recipe that calls for soy sauce and sugar. It's that versatile. Keep in mind this marinade is diluted, so you need to use more than the amount of soy sauce that recipe calls for. I never thought Korean marinades were hard to put together, but it's so much quicker and easier with a batch of this basic marinade, especially when I need to put together several dishes for the same time. Okay. Okay. Just showing pictures of different things. Let me get it. Let me get to the recipe. Okay, so here we go. This is the all-purpose Korean recipe. Okay. So let's go over this slowly. Okay, so this is about 10 cups. So that's about 10 different meals. Okay. 6 cups of water, that's easy. 4 cups of soy sauce, everyone has soy sauce. 2 cups of sugar, everyone has sugar in their house. 1 cup of corn syrup. Okay. My wife usually uses honey. Honey gives it more of a sweetness. Okay, you can use corn syrup if you want to. The computer's getting a little ahead of me. 1 large onion, roughly cut into small pieces. Everyone has an onion in the house. 1 large apple, roughly cut into small pieces. You don't have to use the apple if you don't want to. Okay. That gives a little fruitiness. 2 scallions. 12 to 14 plump garlic cloves. Okay. 2-inch long ginger, or about 1 inch diameter, thinly sliced. 3 or 4 dried shiitake mushrooms. If you don't have shiitake mushrooms, you could probably substitute with any other mushrooms. 1 teaspoon peppercorns. 5-inch square dashima, which is dried kelp, which I don't use. I don't like it. 1 cup of rice wine or mirin. You can use any white wine. 1 lemon thinly sliced. Remember, the lemon makes it stay fresher. Instructions. Add all the ingredients except the dashima, the rice wine, and the lemon to a large pot with 6 cups of water. Bring it to a boil over high heat, uncovered, and then reduce the heat to achieve a medium boil between medium-high and medium on my stove. Boil for 30 minutes. Add the dashima and continue to boil for 10 more minutes. Remove all the solids with a strainer. Add the rice, wine, and lemon juice, lemon slices, and let it cool. Store in a jar in the fridge. Okay. So here's how to use the marinade. Excuse me. So for kalbi or bulgogi, okay, for 2 pounds of beef short ribs or bulgogi meat, use 1 cup of the marinade and add 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. You can also add 1 tablespoon of mixed garlic, grated Korean pear, and a handful of scallion and onion slices if you like. For kalbi, you need to marinate for at least 6 to 8 hours overnight for best results. Marinate bulgogi for 30 minutes to an hour up to overnight. Spicy pork. Anything that's spicy. Spicy pork, spicy chicken, doesn't matter. For 2 pounds of pork, use 1/2 cup of the marinade, 1 tablespoon of sesame oil, 2 tablespoons of the gochujang, which is a red chili pepper flakes, and 3 tablespoons of the gochujang, which is red chili pepper paste. Okay. If using more gochujang, use less marinade. You can add 1 or 2 teaspoons of grated ginger, 1 tablespoon minced garlic, and a handful of scallions and onion slices. Okay. Notes. You can adjust the sweetness or salt level by adding more sugar or soy sauce depending on the dish you are using it for. Grated pear, corn syrup, honey, and Korean plum extract are all great as sugar substitutes. So you don't have to use sugar if you don't want to. Okay. Basically, my wife likes to use the honey. Add some sesame oil when you use the marinade. If the smell of boiling soy sauce bothers you, keep your candle lit for an hour or 2. I'm sure that most people don't have a, problem with the smell of boiling soy sauce. Okay, so anyway, that was the recipe. So that follows up from the recipe for the Korean barbecue. So now you have everything you need for a barbecue next week. You have the meat and you have the marinade. So, except for the kalbi, you really don't have to go to a special store to get anything. You can get chicken anywhere, you can get beef anywhere, you can get salmon anywhere, you can get shrimp anywhere. Only thing you have to go to Korean stores if you want the kalbi, which I can tell you right now is expensive. And now you have the sauce to make the dish, to marinate it, because that's what gives it the flavor. Otherwise, without that, it's just chicken. Chicken without sauce is just chicken. Okay. Again, if you like what you see, give me a big thumbs up. Hit that bell notification so you know my videos come out. And please subscribe. Remember, when I reach 250 subscribers, I will be giving a random subscriber $25. But make sure you comment so I can see you. Okay? Stay tuned for my video tomorrow, which is going to be a premiere. And it's going to be a topic that's very important right now. It's based on the type of month that we're having. And the shirt that I'm wearing will give you a clue. That's all I could say. I thank you, and I will see you tomorrow. And stay safe.